welcome to Fit for the
Soul. Woo, woo.
My name is Phyllis, and I am a fitness coach, yoga coach, and a registered nurse.
What? She's amazing, guys. My name is Rochelle Ceballos. I am a speaker, an author, and I am passionate about helping others find their purpose and also share it with the world. So happy to be here.
And guys, our mission at Fit for the Soul is to inspire, educate, and influence you to share your story like we are sharing ours.
Amen.
Amen. So we got our special guest, Miss Nadia, and our topic for this podcast is disease and preventing inflammation. So welcome, Nadia. Woo, woo, woo.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here.
Yeah. So Nadia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, awesome. And like Phyllis said, my name is Nadia Panjwani. I am originally from India. I moved to United States in the year 1999. And I've been a resident of Sugarland for the past 17 years. I'm a mother of three, 19, 12, and 5. And my kids make sure I'm challenged all the time. They're a handful, but they're awesome kids. I thank God for that. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. I help people achieve their wellness goals. And I help other females live a natural, healthier lives by using essential oils. So that's my forte.
That's your forte.
Yes, my forte.
You are quite the woman.
Yes. I love me some essential oils. I love it. My, I guess my favorite would be eucalyptus. I love eucalyptus. Yeah.
What does that do?
So eucalyptus is more of it just kind of relaxes you. And the smell is also, it kind of cleans out your
it's more for respiratory. Exactly. It opens up your respiratory pathways. Yeah.
Right. So that's one of my favorites. And then spearmint. So yeah. But besides that, we are here to talk about inflammation and how to prevent disease. So tell me, you are a integrative nutrition coach, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, what exactly is that?
So integrative means we all know it's a holistic approach to a person's life. It's not always about the food, that you eat. There are many other aspects to life, right? So we call it as primary aspects. Primary aspects meaning the circle of life. Circle of life has emotions, relationships, spirituality, career, friendship, right? And really, when we're looking at a person, we need to look at the primary aspects first. Of course, alignment with our secondary aspects, which is we call secondary foods, the food on our plate. So what we do as integrative coaches is we find out the imbalance in both the wheels, the primary wheel and the secondary wheel. And then we help our clients figure out a wellness plan and customize it for them to help them achieve what they want in their lives. So that's integrative nutrition coach.
Wow. So you got to look at all aspects, not just, what they're eating, but everything. I see. Yeah. Very interesting. So as we know, inflammation is huge. But for those that don't know, what exactly is inflammation?
Correct. So we hear nowadays that it's a disease epidemic, right? Everybody, I'm sure you guys have heard this too. And I think we need to understand inflammation. So what is inflammation? Inflammation is where our cells are on fire. So then when I talk to like a layman and I tell them, maybe you have inflammation and maybe your cells are on fire, and they tell me that, no, nothing is on fire. Like, what are you talking about? So let me explain this, okay? Something that is happening in your body that is normal is called acute inflammation. So what is acute inflammation? It's a normal body response to an external attack or an injury. For example, bee sting. When you have redness on your body, it's pain, swelling. That is acute inflammation, and that is normal. We don't need to worry about that. We want that inflammation happening. But what we don't want is chronic inflammation. So now what is chronic inflammation? Chronic inflammation is when inflammation happening in your body is on a cellular level. It's a silent killer. You won't know until and unless you develop a disease like Alzheimer's or cancer, diabetes or lupus or autoimmune diseases. So we need to really understand inflammation in that case.
Wow. So
chronic gives some insight to y'all.
Yeah, it does.
Suffer from some sort of inflammation, like, is it kind of living in all of us?
It could be.
It could be.
It's just that we need to wait and listen to your body. You know, when the body calls you, says hello, pay attention to me, don't ignore it, you know, really. So.
I see. So tell me, what are some red flags that people would see in regards to inflammation?
Correct. So yeah, so you know, the first thing you will of course feel is fatigue. You'll feel weak, as if something is going on. Everything is normal. All your reports are normal. When you go to a doctor, he says, oh, you're okay. But somewhere you feel inside that, no, things are not normal. There's something going on. And that something is definitely inflammation, joint pain, your constant headache, migraine, acid reflux, you know, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, you know, stomach issues, hives on your body without even a bee sting, right? Skin rashes on a regular basis. There is inflammation going on in our bodies. We need to understand that we need to really get to the root cause of it and eradicate it from there.
That's interesting. My nephew, they found out later he was allergic to meat, ironically. So he would just get like these patches on his skin, and they would just do all these tests, and they didn't know what it was. And then finally they found out like later on that it was meat. So he had, you know, weakness, just little patches, scabs on his skin, and just irritable. So I can see how those red flags is like, you know what, you got to kind of tune in to see what that could be.
Right, and you cannot say that it's a condition. It's not a condition. There is something deeper to it, right?
Right. Interesting. Now, so there are certain things that cause inflammation, whether it be food, your environment. What are the common things that can cause this?
Of course, yeah, there are many triggers to inflammation, but of course we won't be able to you know, talk about each and every one, but just whatever comes to my mind right now. The first big one, of course, is stress. Stress is definitely related to inflammation. Now, what happens when we are stressed out? You know, our body sends out the stress hormones, which are cortisol and adrenaline. So cortisol actually suppresses the immune system and the anti-inflammatory pathways, which puts our body to inflammation. So if this happens on a very regular basis, of course, we're going to develop chronic inflammation unknowingly, right? So stress is a big one for me. The second one I would say is environmental toxins. Again, we are exposed to n number of toxins every single day. I guess the morning we wake up, right from our toothpaste to when we sleep, right? Bedtime, yeah. When we put a lotion, a moisturizing lotion, we are exposed to chemicals. Chemicals on our food, pesticides on our food, herbicides, you know, contaminated water, the quality of our air that we breathe. Everything has environmental toxins. So that's a toxic load on our body. Our body cannot take it. That's one of the reasons of inflammation. Then when we talk about inflammation, of course, lack of exercise, right? A sedentary lifestyle, which many people nowadays, you know, they work from home. It's mostly on the computers. You have to sit in a chair. That's why there's chair yoga or yoga chair, something like that people need to look into, right? Yeah, so I mean, you know, we need to move, get up and move. That's another thing. That's how inflammation is created in our body. The fourth thing is that comes to my mind is the quality of our foods. most foods nowadays that we see in a grocery store are genetically modified. They are GMOs. Literally, their genes are changed because we want them to survive. The tomatoes will look all the same. All the tomatoes are same size and the same color. Think about it. How can that be possible, right? So they are genetically modified. So we need to stay away from those. We need to buy organic products as much as possible, because of course they're away from pesticides and herbicides. So the quality of foods. Then we have a lot of omega-6 intake. What is omega-6 intake? We get it from hydrogenated oils. They're like vegetable oils, corn oil, canola oil, soybean oil, cottonseed oil. And we really don't look at our packets, right? The packages that we buy, they're loaded with these oils. The fast foods, they're loaded with these oils. The chips, crackers, cookies, they are loaded with these oils. So of course, we're going to get inflammation out of this. Then comes a major one, and I think that's the last one that comes to my mind. Maybe there are more. Our gut environment. So what is gut? It's where our digestion takes place. For people who don't know what is gut, this is a place where the digestion happens. So I have heard this like years ago, that our gut is the brain of our brain. So first thing, disease always comes from the gut. It starts down there and then develops up. So what we need to do is take care of our gut. There are trillions of bacteria that live in our gut, but we want to make sure they're good bacteria and not bad. So all the above things that I just mentioned, they all trigger inflammation, and they kill the good bacteria, and they're taken over by bad bacteria, right? So all these are factors to inflammation. Many.
Yeah.
So, and I want our viewers to really just sit and think, which ones are of the list that she gave? If you are not taking notes, I encourage you, maybe you just want to go back and listen to this and take notes. But stress was number one. Hopefully I have this written down right. Environmental toxins, lack of exercise, quality of our foods, omega-6 intake, and gut environments. Which one of these do you have right now? Is that how you would say it? Or that may be causing inflammation in your life? Is it stress? For me, I know I had lack of exercise. I work from home, and I didn't realize how often I was sitting until I got I have a Garmin, right? And it tracks my steps. I was like, I have no idea why I'm gaining weight, why I don't feel good. I had like 2,000 steps in one day. That's it. Because I was working in front of a computer all day. So you may not realize it, but a lot of us aren't moving. And Phyllis, you might be able to relate to that too. You probably have clients that don't move.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And, for those that don't know, I'm dealing with uterine fibroids. And I feel, looking back, a lot of it had to do with stress. Just working as a nurse, always being busy, and just unaware up until recently of what I was literally doing to my body. And it was in inflammation mode, I would imagine, as well. Turning my lifestyle completely around by, eating non-processed foods and really paying attention to the back of the box or the back of the package and seeing what's in there. Because my motto is, if I cannot pronounce it, the ingredients, I'm not buying it or I'm not eating it. So it took a lot of a level of awareness for me to come to where I'm at now. But yeah, my clients, a lot of them are glued to their computer. And, sometimes you're just unaware that what they're doing to their bodies until it's sometimes too late. So with that being said, so Nadia, tell us maybe some list of foods that are anti-inflammatory. Maybe just
I like that. That's a good one.
Top 3. Yeah.
So there are many foods, and to make it very simple, again, like I said, stay in the outer circumference in a grocery store. There you're going to find whole foods, which you don't have to really worry about counting calories or reading labels. It's really so natural. It's coming directly, for us from the creator. So I think those are all anti-inflammatory foods. Like if we are sensible enough, we just pick up things from the outer circumference and leave. And basically they are anti-inflammatory foods. Our rainbow salads, our fruits, they are not labeled. Anti-inflammatory foods are not labeled. Simple as that, right?
That is such a good, I love that.
Yeah.
Let's not complicate this, right?
Right. And also, Nadia, you're going to have a list for our viewers and listeners. Maybe it's like the top 10 foods that are anti-inflammatory. You have a list of them, correct?
I have many foods on there. I have a list of foods. I have a list of vegetables. I have some legumes. I have what kind of, dairy alternative you can use, because dairy is linked to inflammation as well. Mm-hmm. For people who have mucus, I would say they should really, really eliminate dairy, because mucus is caused by dairy. So, and a lot of people don't understand that. They're so stuck to having milk in their cereal or smoothies that they don't want to get rid of it. But just try for 21 days and you'll see for yourself how it works. The other things, Phyllis, you just asked me the main things that, we can do for an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. So first I would say, of course, eliminate sugar, just dump it, ditch it. Add good fats to our diet. We all should add good fats. I mean, I am trying, of course, nobody is perfect, but I'm trying every single day that I have good fats. So good fats, I can have ghee, like a grass-fed ghee. I can have olive oil, like extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. I can have a coconut oil or, avocado oil. All these are good fats. So we have to make sure that we take in good fats, because we need omega-3. We don't need omega-6. Omega-6 is from the hydrogenated oils that we just spoke about earlier.
Okay. Oh, that's new to me. Okay. Omega-3 is what you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we talk about eliminating sugar? Because I know some people may be like, whoa, wait a second here. Right. I need my sugar. I need my Starbucks, right? So what would be like a good first step? Someone who, it's kind of like your routine. You have sugar. You want to have less sugar and eventually eliminate. You just do it cold turkey. That sounds kind of scary to me. Might get a headache too. I don't know.
Right. So for people who are just like, starting off maybe, or they're just thinking, okay, from today, maybe I'm going to dump the sugar. So it's not easy, of course, because your body is not used to, and, maybe you'll get headache or you won't feel good. You'll just feel out of place. So what you could do is you can replace it with raw local honey, right? Oh. Instead of sugar, you can have raw local honey. Raw local honey will also help boost your immunity.
Wow.
Yeah, it has to be raw local though.
Okay.
Right? For someone who wants to have some kind of sugar, I would still say, like, if you're starting off, you could have maybe coconut sugars. They're lighter, they're not bleached, right? Maybe you can try maple syrup, the grade A maple syrup.
Okay.
They're not as bad. I wouldn't say that they're the best, but they're better than white sugar.
Mm-hmm. And what about sugars that are in like fruit?
Fruits, don't worry about fruit sugar. They are natural sugar.
Okay. So
they're natural sugars. You can have as many, but again, like an integrative coach, I would say it's bio-individuality. One person's food can be other person's poison. So if you have diabetes, then you will have to be sensible to be thinking as to how many fruits you want to intake. But for someone who doesn't have diabetes, they can have as many fruits, because that's natural, again, right from the earth. It's not refined, it's not processed, it's right from the earth. So it's going to be okay, no inflammation.
All right, that's good. That's good to know.
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Now, for those that are looking to lose weight, and that is an ongoing struggle for a lot of people, but how does inflammation play a role in weight loss?
So obesity is actually because of inflammation, right? There's inflammation going on inside, and that's the reason one person cannot lose weight. So for them, I would say really being mindful at every meal or every bite of food that we intake, being mindful as to looking at the food and saying, okay, hey, is this food going to heal me or it's going to harm me? You know, and then of course, looking at the nutrient density, you still want the food to be nutrient dense and not just empty calories. So yes, you want to lose weight, but in a good way, right? So I see teenagers nowadays, they just look at calories. If it's 100 calorie pack, that is what they're going to eat, but they don't look at the nutrient density. So instead of that, one pack of crackers, just 100, calories, I think we should have like maybe a 1/4 of an avocado, right? And that is nutrient dense. So if people try to kind of make these little changes, they will see that eventually there is going to be weight loss. It's like a byproduct. Right, even when you're not targeting weight loss, you're still going to lose weight with this lifestyle.
Yeah. Wow. Now, nutrient density, like, is that more so the quality of the food, right? Of course.
Yeah.
So,
it's the proportion of nutrients, basically. It's the proportion of nutrients you get from a food, when you have two foods, it's nutrients in one given food, basically.
Okay. So how do you look at, go ahead, Michelle.
What's a food that would be highly nutrient dense compared to one that's not?
Right.
So I just said avocado. That's my favorite. So I always think of avocado as nutrient dense. Yes.
And then what would be one that's not really? What would be one that isn't very nutrient dense?
A donut.
A donut. Okay.
Gotcha.
So, and the avocado comes from the earth, right? So kind of like back to what you were saying though, as to what like, how did you word it? Did you say it comes from the earth, things that the creator
and it's not labeled, no labels required.
Exactly. Okay.
Gotcha. Wow. Well, this was very enlightening. I mean, let alone for me, I can't imagine everyone else, in regards to how inflammation is huge and, what it can cause, and just baby steps into, slowly getting away from this type of disease causing condition, and, just things that people can do to start this anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Because overall, it prevents your body from working efficiently, right? And when your body's not working efficiently, things just don't act right, whether it be like weight loss, disease, just a whole bunch of things that you just do not want. So we're going to have some links for you guys for not only the list of foods that are anti-inflammatory, but also that so good chia pudding recipe.
Yes.
So if you have not checked out Rochelle and I's page, we have Nadia at my place making the chia pudding recipe, which was delicious. So if you have a sweet tooth like me and you're looking to kind of just clean up your diet, you should try it. I mean, it does have sugar, but natural sugar, right? So it was really tasty. We're going to also have the link for you guys as well for the recipe. So super excited.
Yeah.
And go ahead,
to
Rochelle.
the viewers, I would love it if, like, in the comments, if you guys would write some changes that maybe you're going to commit to that you learned from Nadia. I'm like looking, I took notes, you guys. And I'm like, okay, what are some small changes that I can make? And I know just small little changes daily, maybe monthly, will add up over the year. So I'm excited to add this to my life. I really appreciate you, Nadia.
Yeah, sure. And it's all about prevention care. This is all prevention care. Yes.
And guys, this may seem like a lot. I mean, like a lot of information, but just take baby steps. Taking baby steps can go so far. And Nadia, we so appreciate you for dropping this knowledge on us and giving us tools to to heal our bodies and be able to do what it needs to do so we can become our best. So thank you. And guys, we continue to, go ahead.
I said it's my pleasure. Absolutely.
So guys, we're going to continue to share stories and educate, inspire, influence you guys to share your story. So thanks again, Nadia, and thanks for tuning in to our podcast.
We will see you guys for episode 3. We had fun. Thanks, Nadia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Don't forget to go on my Facebook page. It's called Wellness Vibes with Nadia. It's one together, one word, Wellness Vibes with Nadia. If you want to visit my website, it's www.wellnessvibeswithnadia.com. You can go visit me on my Instagram page, and don't forget to click on the description.
Yes, woo woo.
Yeah.
Go check her out, you guys. She is absolutely amazing. I am so glad that she was on this podcast. What? Phyllis, anything you want to share before we
No, I'm just like super excited, and I have a lot of information to digest, but this was good. This was needed, and I have some steps on how to live an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Yes.
Yes. Woo. All right, you guys. Adios.
Bye.